Okay, so I'm vlogging this, so it's not gonna be like that nice. We just got back from our cabin. Today is Tuesday, September 7th, and I decided that I am going to do the Shelftember challenge that Jordan Page does. Turns out she's coined the term shelf cooking, which is something that I've actually been doing for years, ever since we decided to do like Dave Ramsey's program and get out of debt. So I've always have basically been really frugal with shopping, but obviously, you know, sometimes life gets busy and you get a little bit of that, like got more stuff in your fridge than you need, more stuff in your freezers. Sorry, I'm cooking food. Anyway, so basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to spend 25 bucks a week on groceries. If that's a struggle, you can go up to the max of $50 a week. And what you do is you shop in your pantries and your fridge and freezer first, kind of put a meal plan together, and then for the basic things that you need besides that, or that you know you don't have food wise, then you go and you have $25 to kind of fill in the gaps. So I made a meal plan. Sorry, my handwriting is not very nice. I did this really quick. So I made a meal plan, so it started on Tuesday. So today we're having for lunch turkey melts, chicken, corn, tomatoes for dinner, because I have corn on the cob left over from the cabin, and we have tomatoes. Snacks like all week is string cheese. So that's the shopping list. By the way, this, I love this. I got this one year from FabFitFun. It's the best thing because it has breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So I love writing down what I'm gonna do every week for my meals. Sorry for the weird camera angles today. My tripod is upstairs in the room my 3-month-old is sleeping in, so I don't have access to that right now. If you want more information on the Shelftember challenge, go follow Jordan Page on YouTube or Instagram, or just look up Shelftember or Shelf Cooking, and you will find all the information. Keep in mind, obviously, when you're kind of shopping first out of your pantry and your freezer and your fridge, like not all your meals are probably gonna necessarily be as healthy as maybe some people want. So keep in mind, I have some random things to use up that I brought home from the cabin. So some of our meals maybe might not be the healthiest. I'm always still gonna try and have a fruit and a vegetable with every meal, which means probably a lot of my budget of my $25 is probably going to go to produce. But keep that in mind, that when you're shopping cheap, you can still keep your food relatively healthy, but sometimes you might be, I don't know, just making some really random meals with some really random stuff that you find in your cupboards. So keep that in mind. But today my kids, because I didn't go over, so we had cereal for breakfast because we had cereal and milk we needed to use up. And then with our sandwiches, I literally had enough bread to make 5 sandwiches. So each of my 4 kids that are old enough to eat, because obviously the 3-month-old doesn't eat food yet, they all got a turkey and cheese sandwich, and I got one as well. And then everyone had blueberries, and they all will get a string cheese, and probably like, I have some Girl Scout cookies, so they will eat like a string cheese and a couple Girl Scout cookies later for a snack. And then for dinner tonight, like I said before, I'm making chicken, grilled chicken that I had already in my freezer, and corn on the cob, which is also left over from the cabin. And the only vegetable I think I have right now is cherry tomatoes. I might have some frozen mixed vegetables in my fridge, or no, my freezer, but I'm pretty low on produce right now, which is fine because I'll go grocery shopping. Anyway, let me guys know if you are also doing this shelf cooking challenge. I'm excited to kind of look at other people's videos to maybe get some inspiration for recipes. I am generally pretty good at pulling random recipes out of the random stuff I find in my house, so I'm not too worried about figuring out recipes to make, but I am very excited. All right, guys, don't forget to like this video, and if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, so I haven't gone shopping yet this week. I really only need a couple of things. but when I do shop, I will show you my receipt to prove that I'm actually only spending $25. But so today, sorry everything's super messy, but so we're having turkey and cheese melts because I had some leftover shredded cheese, blueberries with it, and we have some cookies that we'll have too to go with it that kind of stretch it, and then when they're hungry later they can have grilled cheese, or excuse me, not grilled cheese, they can have string cheese. So anyway, I'll try and kind of vlog every meal that I make for the week. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it gets too insanely long, maybe I'll break it up and do like a few days at a time. But I'm really excited for this challenge because generally for our budget for our family of 7, we probably spend close to like $1,000 a month on food. So I'm excited to kind of cut back for this month and then maybe kind of get back in the habit of being a little more frugal with meals, because sometimes I feel like that lifestyle creep kicks in, and sometimes, you know, I impulse buy things that look good but I don't really need to buy. So I will keep you posted on how this works. Obviously it is September 7th, so I'm like a week late to this Shelftember, but whatever, I can do it for the next 3 weeks and I think it'll be great. Okay, another thing I am prepping for later in the week is I'm going to make like a beef stew. So these are all beef soup bones. I'm going to make my own homemade beef broth. The key to make really good beef broth is you want to actually roast your soup bones first. So I put these on like 375, and then after like an hour, because they were frozen, I dropped them down to like 300 and then roast them for like another 2 hours. So they were in there for like 3 hours total. So they got nice and golden browns, and the bones also did. Then I'm just going to put these in my crock pot. Now I'm going to fill this up with water, and then I'm going to turn this baby on high, and I'm literally going to cook this nonstop for probably 72 hours, so 3 days, because when you're making bone broth, you want to cook it really ideally for 24 to 72 hours to really get all the collagen and trace minerals out of the bones. Today is September 8th, so it is day 2 of the Shelftember challenge for me, because I'm starting a week behind. I realized I didn't show you guys what I made for dinner, but we had leftover corn on the cob, which I have 3 ears of corn left, so I'm actually going to be using those in what I'm making for dinner tonight. And we had chicken and cherry tomatoes, like I said, but I know it's not as fun to like not actually look at the meals, so I apologize. We had cereal again today for breakfast, which we will probably be having again tomorrow because we have enough for at least 1 more day. I'm going to be making these 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese that I had in my pantry with some of the half-gallon of milk I have left. For dinner tonight, I'm making a sort of pseudo taco bake, but I don't have any ground meat. So I am going to be using black beans as a meat replacement, and I'll just season them like you would season taco meat. And then I have a little bit of cheese, like shredded cheese, that I'll probably put on it, and some salsa. And then I'm gonna top it with this cornbread that I have. So it'll be like a cornbread bean taco bake type thing. So that's what I'm doing for dinner. I still have not grocery shopped yet for the week, but hopefully I will have time to do that tonight, because there's a couple things I'm going to need for later on in the week for meals. So I pre-soaked my beans overnight, and now they're just kind of simmering in here. And when that's done, I will drain the rest of the water and season them. Hopefully tonight I will remember to actually show you the finished taco bake. And I'm hoping too that there should be enough for leftovers, because I'm planning for Saturday for us to have it be a leftover night to kind of eat up anything that we didn't eat during the week. So far I have no leftovers. We ate all the chicken that we had yesterday. But I do have the leftover corn, which is going into this taco bake as well. I can't remember if I already said that, but I think I did. Yeah. So I am not in my kitchen currently filming this because we have company over, so I couldn't film it up there. But I did want to show you how the cornbread taco bake thing I made turned out. It was like a big pan like this size I don't know what that is. 9 by 8? I have no idea. Don't ask me. Measurements. But more than likely we will have some for leftovers. So we will be eating leftovers of that later in the week, probably on Saturday. I'm gonna try this on camera. I hope it tasted good. Oh, it's good. Okay, I don't want to talk with my mouth full on camera. That seems rude. This, I know it probably doesn't look that pretty. Oh my god, it's so good. It literally just tastes like taco bake with cornbread. So if you are a taco fan and like cornbread, ooh, yeah, 10 out of 10. This is delicious. I'm just gonna make this again, like when I'm not even doing this challenge. This was so easy and so dirt cheap to make. I mean, dry beans, some cornbread. What is that? A couple bucks, you know, to make a whole thing. I don't know how much cornbread is, but I feel like the Jiffy cornbread is like $1 or $2. So milk, egg, really it's probably like a $5 meal. That's gonna feed my family for probably 2 meals. So second day of this Shelftember challenge. It's going great. I just realized I didn't say that. So I put the whole casserole in the oven for like 35-40 minutes on 400 degrees. Once the cornbread was all like golden brown on top, I took it out in case anyone wanted to try making this throw together recipe that I made up. Okay guys, today is September 9th. So for me, it is my 3rd day of the Shelftember shelf cooking challenge. And I'm 3 days in and I actually still have not gone to the grocery store. I've been meaning to, but I just haven't had time to. So I really have to today, because if I don't, I won't have any veggies for the fried rice I am planning on making tomorrow. And I try to make sure that my kids eat a fruit or a vegetable with every meal. And like today, we didn't even have enough vegetables or any fruit left to have any with lunch. So feeling a little bit like a failure in that department. So I have to get to the store. It's been a busy week and I haven't had time. My kids ate cereal again. We still have just like a tiny bit left, but not enough for my 4 oldest who eat to have. So I don't know if I'll put that aside, or one person can have it and the other kids can have something else. Tomorrow's breakfast is going to be French toast. I have a frozen loaf of like cinnamon raisin bread, so I figured that will probably make great French toast. So that's tomorrow's breakfast. So maybe, I don't know, they can have that and maybe some cinnamon toast crunch cereal sprinkled on top. I don't know. Or we'll use it up at some point. For lunch today, my kids had ramen noodles. Super healthy, I know, but we had them. That's why I'm feeling bad that they didn't get any vegetables, because there's like no nutritional value in ramen noodles. But so we used 4 packs of that, and it's a pack of 12. So we'll have ramen noodles again another day this week. And or I might make like a what do you call it? Like a lo mein out of ramen noodles. We'll see. For dinner, I have these 2 boxes of scalloped potatoes, and I have some leftover ham lunch meat. So we're gonna have ham and potatoes for dinner, and I have a little bit of mixed vegetables left, so we will eat that for dinner. And then tonight I am planning on, like I said, heading to the store. And so since today is, I don't know if I should buy for my week for like the whole week since I started on Tuesday, and then like go into shopping for like from this, like, I don't know, like for another week of Tuesday, or if I should just buy for like the last couple days of the week. So today's Thursday, so buy enough groceries for what I need for my meals for Thursday, excuse me, for Friday. I cannot talk. For Saturday, for Friday and Saturday, and then maybe go shopping again on Saturday or Sunday for the following week's stuff. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It seems like such a waste to go to the grocery store for 2 days worth of food just to go back. but I don't really want to like conflate my 2 weeks together, if that makes sense. Something else I realized that I forgot to mention is my husband and I are not always eating the same things for breakfast or lunch as the kids are. Generally, Brian and I both just drink coffee in the morning, and we kind of eat lunch around 11:30 or 12. And for lunch the last couple days, Brian has been eating eggs and sausage because we have a lot of eggs and sausage. And I did yesterday as well. And then today all I had was a protein shake because I have protein powder in the pantry that I need to use. So I apologize for that. I'll make sure that I specify that when Brian and I aren't eating the same things for breakfast or lunch that our kids are. But generally we just never eat breakfast. So we're just both kind of too busy. And by the time I get around to realizing I'm hungry, it's always like lunchtime. So I actually didn't even end up using all that ham lunch meat. So I cut it into quarters and put half of it into my cheesy scalloped potatoes. And then the rest I'll repurpose for some other meal. I don't know, maybe I might make omelets or something. Although I do want to try and stretch my eggs as much as possible. But anyway, I'll repurpose this for something. I'm getting creative and doing some like meat-free or like lower meat meals instead of having like, I generally have probably pretty heavy protein meals, and I'm kind of like reversing that and having these be more, I guess, carb heavy, which again, depending on your dietary preferences, isn't always the most healthy, but I'm using up what I got. Okay, so this is the au gratin potatoes and ham. I think I'm gonna let it cook for a couple more minutes. I'm not sure. I mean, the potatoes are tender, but it still seems a little runny, but maybe it'll thicken up a little bit as it cools. And now as I'm looking at it, I'm worried that's not gonna be quite enough for the 6 of us to eat. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and put in the rest of that ham just to be safe. And obviously we are going to be having these with mixed vegetables. If they're still hungry, I have a bunch of bags of popcorn, so if they're hungry they can have popcorn for a snack later, so I'm not too worried about it. But I am going to add that extra ham. Okay, I finally went grocery shopping. I went to Aldi. Let me grab my receipt. I spent $27.53, but I bought these plates while I was there, so that is included in my total. So I subtracted those from my total, and it's really $22.35 of food I bought. So I bought potatoes for my beef stew, and obviously I'm not going to use all those, so I will repurpose those later on in the month for meals. The onions were also for the beef stew, which I will also be using more of later in the month. Sour cream is for the leftover taco bake that I made yesterday because we ran out of sour cream, and my family, they don't eat their Mexican type food without sour cream. I bought some stew meat. I know that doesn't look like much, but I couldn't afford to buy more than one on my $25 budget. But there is meat on the soup bones that I have. How does that walk? Actually, over here I'm making my bone broth right now, so I will pull all the meat off of that to use as well in the beef stew. I got 4 cans of green beans so we can have those with meals during the week. I got 2 loaves of white bread because they were cheapest. They were 79 cents each. Don't normally always just buy white bread, but, and then I got a gallon of whole milk. So, oh no, I also got 2 bags of baby carrots as well. Someone must have already put them away. But this is my haul that I got for, it's part of this week and a little bit of next week. I think kind of the groceries are going to go through Sunday for what I have planned out. And then on Saturday or Sunday, I will then go grocery shopping for next week. Okay, it is Friday, September 10th. It is my 4th day of the Shelftember challenge. And for breakfast this morning, we had French toast. I had 2 bags of these cinnamon swirl raisin bread. So we used 1 loaf and made it into, well, there went that one on the floor. Made it into French toast. So that's what we had for breakfast. And then for lunch today, we're gonna have either ramen noodles if my kids are okay with having them again, or maybe peanut butter and honey sandwiches, because I have bread now since I went to the store. And then for dinner, I'm going to be making a fried rice and pot stickers. So we have some frozen pot stickers. So it is dinner time, and this is the fried rice we're making. For veggie, it's just 1 onion and some carrots I chopped up and pre-sauteed so they're more soft and my kids don't notice them as much and whine about the vegetables and the fried rice. I don't even know how many cups of chilled brown rice that is that I cooked earlier. Whenever you're gonna make fried rice, you always want to cook your rice in advance and chill it so that it doesn't turn to mush when you fry it. And then a couple eggs I'll add in there, and then I'm not even gonna put any meat in the fried rice because we have these pork pot stickers. I also wanted to mention that I have some sesame seed oil, so I will add a little bit of that in at the end. It just adds a nice little extra flavor to your fried rice. And believe it or not, I found a couple of soy sauce packets in my fridge. I also have a normal container of soy sauce, but I figure I might as well use these up, right? I'm using up everything that I have in my house. Also, let me just say, this daily vlogging, I don't look so cute, but you know what? This is real life. If you have toddlers or infants, you just don't always have time to, do your hair and makeup every day. So this is me most of the time. Right here is the finished product. So it's brown fried rice and pork dumplings. It's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. Hopefully my toddler will eat it. So today is Saturday, September 11th. It is day 5 of the Shelftember cooking challenge for me. For breakfast, we are having, I always call these eggs in a hole, but that and everyone, so my 4 oldest kids and my husband are all eating this. So everyone will get 1 egg with toast and their little toast round, and everyone will get 2 sausage links, and that is breakfast. Everyone's lunch today was peanut butter and honey sandwich and carrots and a string cheese. So hopefully that gets everyone through till dinner. If not, I do have some generic fishy crackers they can eat for a snack. So I just realized I never let you guys know what we ate for dinner last night. Last night was Saturday. We had just leftovers. So I had a leftover that taco bake I made with the black beans, and then we had some ham and potatoes left. So we ate those last night. I try to always keep Saturdays in general in our house as leftover nights so that we use up everything and we don't waste food. Today I also am going to be going grocery shopping for this week. Okay, today is September 12th. It is my 6th day of doing the Shelftember challenge now. We're on day 6. For breakfast today we had quick grits. I had this left over from a recipe we made for school last year. We had tried some southern cooking grits. So we had those for breakfast. My husband made them kind of just like oatmeal, which I know is not the traditional way to have grits. And my kids didn't really like it that much because the texture is different. And we're supposed to have them again tomorrow, but my 2 little ones didn't really eat it. So I may try to find another recipe other than just cooking them basically that maybe they will like better. But I want to use these up. Okay, so like I said, it's Sunday. Today we are going to be having beef stew, which hopefully there will be enough for 2 days. I have finished making my bone broth, so that's all set and ready to go for my beef stew. So this is dinner I've prepped. I have 1 whole onion, I don't know, a couple handfuls of carrots, some minced garlic, like 5 small potatoes, and then the beef stew meat that I kind of like pre-dredged in flour and seared a little bit. And then I have these little beef stew soups in my pantry, so I'm gonna add these 2 because might as well use them up since I'm making beef stew. I'm also gonna add a can of mushrooms I found in my pantry. And this little tiny sample, if you guys watched my unboxing of FabFitFun for the fall box, this little sample of alcohol-free Heineken came in it, so I'm gonna add that too. I still have this whole container of meat, which came off the soup bones when I made my beef broth, so I'm gonna repurpose this later in the week for, I'm thinking maybe some like beef fajitas or something. We'll see, but I think I have enough meat, so I'm not gonna actually put that into my beef stew. Okay guys, don't judge my table. This is my kids' school table. That is why it is covered in Sharpie marker. My kids really love doing art, and yeah. I did make these biscuits to go along with it. I had this box of Bisquick, and I used, I made a double batch of the biscuits, and I'm thinking later on, not this week because I already have my meal plan for this week, but for next week, I think I might make a chicken and dumpling soup with the rest of it. But this is a beef stew that we will be eating today and tomorrow. This is our 6th day then of doing the shelf cooking challenge. And that's where I'm gonna end this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our week 2.